All right, what's up, beautiful people? Just a quick story time here, sort of inspired by a Facebook memory that popped up for me yesterday. A couple of days ago, I posted a thing about the Jack Bruce Songs for a Tailor Super Deluxe reissue, which is tremendous, by the way. Sounds fantastic. So I've been on a bit of a Jack Bruce kick for the last couple of days. And then, as if on cue, this pops up in my memories. And I couldn't show it while I'm on camera here. And for some reason, I wasn't able to share it to my timeline. So I screenshotted it. And here it is now. Watching Jack and the Boys, Soundcheck with Politician, badass. This is from August 6th, 2010. So what am I talking about here? Whoops. First of all, who are the Boys? B-O-Y-Z. The Boys, as soon as I get the camera straight, I will tell you, are the band. Godfrey Townsend on guitar, Steve Murphy on drums, Manny Focarazzo on keys, and he's gay on bass. Those of you that follow my stuff know that we were the Alan Parsons Live Project for many years. We also functioned here at home in New York as the Godfrey Townsend Band, and we did a lot of work on what you call your package tours, shows where there's a handful of principal artists coming on, and then there's a house band on stage backing them all up. So we were doing a lot of that kind of stuff. So in 2010, we were the house band on the Hippiefest, which featured Jack Bruce of Cream, in case you confused him with a different Jack Bruce. War, Rare Earth, Mitch Ryder, and Joey Molland from Badfinger. So I was beyond psyched to be working this tour and to spend a good chunk of the summer around Jack Bruce. But I wasn't sure what I was going to be like because, you know, as many of you know, Jack is on my Mount Rushmore of bass players. He's right next to McCartney, Entwistle, and John Paul Jones. And, you know, by this time we'd been doing the Parsons gig for a while. We'd encountered quite a number of like name people, and I knew how to hang and pretty much, you know, be cool. But Jack was a different vibe, man. It was just, you know, he would walk into the catering area and it was like officer on deck. You know, there was a different energy around that guy that I think it wasn't entirely just my own fanboyness. I mean, really, what am I going to possibly say to him? Like, remember when you were in Tony Williams' Lifetime? That was so awesome. You know, I think I might be better equipped now to, you know, socialize with him. But I wasn't trying to, like, you know, become friends with the guy. All I wanted was to come off not as a pathetic, bumbling fanboy. Because I'd met Jack a few times before that, but in a, like, civilian capacity, right? Sneaking backstage at the Paradise Rock Club, March of 1993, to get him to sign my jazz bass, waiting outside B.B. King's in 2002. But now I was being sort of introduced to him with my full security clearance, right? I was vetted, which is the story that was jogged in my memory when I saw this thing, the post from the Soundcheck, which would have been, according to the tour book, in the Phrase Pavilion in Kettering, Ohio, which is an outdoor venue. And this was the day that Jack arrived for the first time. Now, Godfrey and Steve had already worked with him on a Walk Down Abbey Road tour in 2002. So that, you know, he came in and he already knew them, and it was like, hey guys, good to see you again, this, that, the other. And Godfrey introduces me. He says, hey Jack, this is John, the bass player. And Jack goes, oh, hello, John, the bass player. And I was like, hi, Jack, how are you? Nice to meet you. Professional person, you know, totally not freaking out inside. But but that was it. And I kept a respectful distance, and he, got his bass on, and they had to sound check and check his rig and everything. He used 4 Hartke cabinets. Those of you that aren't bass players, go ahead and Google Hartke, Hartke, the aluminum cone speakers, right? 4 of them, 2 4x10s and 2 15s, a wall of bass sound. I used 1 cabinet that was next to him. That was my bass rig. It was fine. But in any case, so I sat out in the house, in the middle of the place there. Like I said, outdoor venue, concrete all over, and it's this blazing hot sunny day, and they're like pounding through Politician. And Jack, this is 2010, a couple of years after he'd had the liver transplant. If you've seen the Cream reunion show, right, that was 2005. I think he had just had the transplant like a year before. So this is like 5 years later, and he's regained like a lot of his strength by this point. And just let me put this out into the space. That guy left it all on the field every single night. He came to play, and he kicked ass every single night. But it's like sound check, and even in sound check in the afternoon, he's given it the full deal. So they're playing sound check, and I'm like, this is very cool. I'm gonna get to watch this every night. My guys with Jack Bruce. So they finished the song, Politician, do 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 do, right, and they stop and they're chatting, and now the sound check's over. Everybody's putting their instruments down, and I'm kind of like sauntering toward the stage, and all of a sudden I see Jack at the front of the stage look around and goes, where's John, the bass player? Man, I should have been like in the Olympics, because I ran toward the stage so fast. It was like, pow, I mean, here, Jack, what do you need something? You need something? He goes, yes. How was the bass sound? Could you hear everything? Jack Bruce is asking me if his bass sound was okay, like in the mix. And I have to say, I managed to have like a pretty normal sounding shop talk bass player to bass player conversation. Yeah, it sounds good. It's blending it. Yes, because I'm using this. And oh, yeah, sure. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. The exchange lasted about a minute, if that. And then that was that. And he went off and I went off. And I'm like, what just happened? So the rest of the tour, I would play. We would open the show with Joey. And then we'd play with Mitch. And then I was done for the rest of the night. Rare Earth would play. I would check them out. And then I would sit on the side of the stage with Pancho Tomaselli, who's the bass player from War. And he and I were totally bonding because we're both like around the same age, both had families at home. Pancho and I would sit on a road case on the side of the stage and watch Jack. Right? And we used to do this thing where he would finish his set and the place would be going wild, and he'd be walking off the stage, and Pancho and I would stand up and stand at attention. And as Jack walked past us, we would salute him, and Jack would see us and go, oh, come on, and whatever. So it was like this nice, fun thing that we used to do. And then it would have been, here we go, August 25th at Westbury Music Fair. I think there was a day off and a travel day to Westbury, enough time for me to stop at home and pick up my copy of the Tony Williams Lifetime LP, Turn It Over, and bring it to Westbury Music Fair along with a gold Sharpie. Larry Hartke was actually there, and he was hanging with Jack. I was like, do you mind if, can I get you to sign this? And Jack takes it into the dressing room and goes, and then closes the door behind him and disappears with it, and then comes back a few minutes later, here you are, whatever. So So that is my Jack Bruce story from the 2010 Hippiefest. Did not become great friends with him. That was not in the stars. But I think I pretty much held my own in terms of, behaving relatively normally. And, obviously you can see that crossing paths with that guy still, it's like I kind of can't believe that it happened, but I know it did. That is the situation with that. So I'm going to go probably listen to, and by the way, if you haven't heard this record, Tony Williams Lifetime, turn it over, find it, and play it loud. So there it is. So God bless you, Jack. I will see you all in the next one. Be well.